All right, so this is the third update with DAUB. So I have a functioning shop now and kind of created some more of the gameplay loop. Currently, here is the starting dauber. And like I had said, when you click start a game, it'll give you some options for starting daubers. This one is not functioning yet, but the plan is to have it every time it daubs a tile, it adds +1 to that value. So if we go into the current tiles board, so for instance, tile 00 here, its current additive value is 0, and its multiplier bonus is 1. But if you daub it with this one, it'll get a additive bonus of 1. So that means this tile is now worth 1 extra point, and then every time you daub it, you'll add to that. What else? So let's just go through the loop here and just get to the shop. I did fix a couple visual errors too. Specifically with the ball still showing up when the shop pops up. That has all been cleared out. But let's get to the shop so let's see how that functions. So as you can see, you score. Again, it's 10 tiles per, or 10 points per tile. And then times 2, so that's 50 points. Yeah. I am working. Next is going to be a visual that actually tells you, your base points, your multiplier, and then your total score, so you actually understand why you're getting the score and why you're getting this amount of money. Enter the shop. I only have 3 items, and technically, as of right now, there's no limit to how many items you can have, nor is there a limit to owning multiple copies of the items. I haven't added tooltips yet, but this is a money jar, so it gives you extra money when you use it. This lucky stamp adds to your bonus points. And then there's another item, which is called the hot card. And this one adds a 0.25 multiplier bonus. Let me go into the scripts. So yeah, the reroll button doesn't work currently. I haven't programmed it yet because I don't have enough items. I do have, like I said, I have 3 different types of items. They're all scriptable objects, so it's easy to make more. But currently, I only have one that adds money to your adds score or adds a multiplier. And then if you go in, this actually does function. I've tested it. So the items actually work now. We did add the plus, or the item with the plus points only, not the plus molt. So we will see once we complete this that we should have an additional amount of points, and that is because the lucky stamp gives you additional 50 points. Now, this should actually be added first and then hit with the multiplier, so that should technically be 200 points. I need to look at the code there to fix that, but the whole loop works. So you can buy these give you molt, more points, and currently there's no actual objective. It just, you go round to round. The target score grows by 25 each time, which I think future, once it start doing balancing, it's going to be, instead of linear, it's going to be more exponential growth. and that I just have to figure out balancing, and coming up with new daubers. One thing I want to do, but it won't work with the current way that you can daub, is like, say this is the standard dauber. It daubs one card or one tile. I could make like an oversized. I was thinking about like an oversized dauber that daubs in a 2x2 square. The current issue with that is my code only allows for clicking on the specific tile. So if you wanted to daub this 8, the only way I can make it work right now is you would have to daub 8, 7, 21, or 20 and 21, which isn't a problem, but say you're like the player wants to do something strategic and they want to daub, say they pull a 24, they already get the free, so there's no reason to get the square of 24, 20, 33 and free. So it would be more beneficial to get the 7, 3 and 20 with it. That shouldn't be too difficult, I think, as long as I have it into the code, as long as the 24 is within the 4x4 or the 2x2 section, that it should allow you to daub. I just need to program that. The next thing is, so once you get to the shop, I want to have, basically, maybe you can have a total of 5 items and they'll be displayed up in like a UI up here to tell you what items you have. Next thing would be, is if you can only have 5 items, that makes it pretty, I mean, it doesn't give you a lot of options for while you're doing your run. So I think like a random set of upgrades specifically for your dauber. For instance, like this one currently gives you +1 to score and plus, it's a plus 0.1 to your molt every time you get a bingo, so that basically, like, it grows pretty linearly, but I think giving it like the option to get upgrades to do, I don't want it to not interfere, but like make other daubers obsolete, but like this one would be like more of a linear growth dauber that you can grow linearly, and then you get the items or to upgrade to grow exponentially. That's kind of the goal there. I have a couple ideas for different daubers. I think that's like the next kind of thing I'm going to actually start putting into the game, is the dauber logic. And then adding in more items for the player to get, because currently right now I said there's only 3 that I've made, and I want to limit it to, you can only have, like, each one is unique, so you can't have the same item multiple times. And I would like to add these cheap items that give you like instant linear growth, and then have ones that scale as you use them, similar to like Balatro when you get like the what is it, bus stop or whatever. Ones that grow exponentially or linearly, and then ones that just give you a flat bonus. That way you can make it through the first couple rounds until you start getting items that are actually better for your run or your build. And then the final thing I need to do is add in actual tooltips, because if you scroll over stuff, you can't really tell what's going on. So that's kind of my next step in the game development. All right, thank you.